You live it or lie it, you live it or lie it. My lifestyle determines my death style. My lifestyle determines my death style.
Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon. Happy day, everybody. Happy Sunday, and welcome back to the No Room for Improvement podcast. I am Stark.
I'm Darnell.
And welcome back.
Hello.
You know, we're back for another episode. Today we have another guest, as always.
Yes.
Today we have Dalton on the podcast. How's it
doing,
going?
mate?
What up? I'm Dalton. I'm just some weird guy that Stark's friends with.
Yeah. It's a really perfect, just a perfect sum up. But like, what are you into? What are you into, fella?
Too much bullshit.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
all the bullshit.
Of course.
Sneaker bullshit, music bullshit, movies.
You into conspiracy bullshit at all?
No, but
No.
aliens are real.
You're not a flat earther?
No.
I thought you were. I remember.
Dude, the flat Earth thing makes me so happy because do you know how that got started?
How?
The flat Earth movement got started by a group of scientists who were like, okay, what actual scientific evidence can we use to prove that the Earth is flat, even though it's not, just by like omitting certain pieces of information? And then a bunch of dumbasses actually got a hold of that and started believing it. Kyrie Irving was one of the notable ones, I think.
I think that's called a
Wow.
cult, by the way. I think everything you just described, subscribing to a mindset made up,
We will
That's-
steal the scribes of the fake flat Earth.
that's just a cult. But I mean, that's spectacular. But thank you for coming on.
Oh, yeah, man.
Speaking of cults, you like anime.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. Just,
Speaking
yeah.
of bullshit,
Is that-
yeah,
oh,
just
I was
had
watching
to,
JoJo's last night.
you motherfucker. Really watching JoJo. All right, so I will say this. I am an anime fan. I'm an early 2000s anime fan. I grew up with like Full Metal Alchemist,
Never watched
Naruto, Bleach. You ever watch Akira? Did you ever
Yeah.
watch the greatest anime of all
I've
time?
got the criterion of that.
Do you
Whoa.
actually? Oh, that's rad.
I loved Criterion Collections. They're bomb.
I will tell you personally, though, I think that Fist of the North Star is a more revolutionary and fun film in comparison to Akira.
Fist of the North Star is fucking dope.
Yeah, Fist of the North Star is incredible. So Fist of the North Star is essentially Mad Max mixed with what would it be mixed with?
Metallica?
exactly? Yeah, like it really is.
Really?
Yeah, no, it's like
In vibe.
in vibe, it's the most metal anime ever, and he for real just like he resurrects and he immediately is like, man, I gotta get my woman and I gotta like fuck some people up. And he
Damn.
does, and it's like one of the most amazing, like almost 2-hour long experiences just that exist.
Let me describe my two favorite scenes from the show.
Mhm.
So the first is the main dude, I forget his name,
Kenshiro?
Kenshiro. Yes, thank you. He gets a building just blown up on top of him, and it just falls just on him. And he just walks out of it casually, like facing no resistance from the concrete. It's just ridiculous. He just
Oh,
walks
shit.
slowly towards his enemy, and it's great.
See, anime is a lane I never really got into.
And
I
my
missed it
favorite little moment is a couple people jump him out of nowhere. One of them has a crossbow, shoots the crossbow at Kenshiro. He grabs the crossbow bolt with 2 fingers, twists it around, and it just keeps going. It like maintains momentum and just flies back towards the
like a
dude.
fucking
Holy
Chuck
shit.
Jones cartoon.
Yeah.
Like that's incredible. Like a
Holy
Roadrunner cartoon. I
That's OP
fucking
as
love
fuck.
that.
Yeah.
So, what are some of your favorite movies though?
Movies. This is gonna sound so soft boy, but Lost in Translation is probably my favorite movie.
That's
Whoa.
top one of my
Nice.
favorite movies
Yeah,
ever.
really beautiful. Sofia Coppola.
Mm-hmm.
She's a really fantastic director. I mean, although I think the only things I've seen of hers are that and The Virgin Suicides, which is a
Which
horribly
is-
depressing film.
Virgin
I've not seen that
Suicides
movie.
is I've never actually seen it, but that's in that era of time where it's like that. Gosh darn it. Girl Interrupted. What's it called with Winona Ryder? Like, there's like a real specific genre of late '90s like really hard takes on like the life of a woman in the 90s, and they're spectacular. Like, they're great fucking films.
Yeah, that one is extra depressing.
Yeah.
It's a good movie to watch once. You won't want to watch it again.
I mean, there's a lot of movies like that, honestly. Oh, do you like Cronenberg at all?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you see the trailer for his newest movie?
No.
Oh, well, you should watch it. I forget the title of it, but you should watch it. Viggo Mortensen's going to be in it.
Hell yeah.
Is that the Idris Elba one?
No, that's George Miller. That's
Okay,
Mad
sure.
Max.
Okay, that's
and then,
what it
yeah,
is.
also the director of Mad Max is making a new movie, too. So,
You know,
I'm
George
excited.
Miller directed Happy Feet 1 and 2.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Yeah.
I love those movies.
I never
Yeah.
saw him.
Oh my god.
So, yeah,
He-
George
he-
I
Miller.
grew up on those, man. Those were.
He was supposed to make a Justice League movie called Justice League Mortal. And it's one of my favorite canceled projects ever. That and Darren Aronofsky was supposed to make Watchmen, but then pulled out last
So glad
minute.
that didn't happen.
No, he made The Fountain instead.
I don't like Aronofsky.
You don't like Darren Aronofsky?
No.
Didn't he make Prisoners?
I don't know what that is.
Do you know what Prisoners is? The Hugh Jackman one?
No.
Oh, okay. So, all right, then yeah. Lost in Translation is an amazing film.
Beautiful. It's one of the best depictions of feeling I've ever seen in a movie.
Right?
Have you ever seen Her?
Really
I think
good.
Her is very similar to that in the cold distance of having a thing, of having a connection, but also it being that close. And
Mhm.
I love, like, have you seen both of those movies or any of those movies?
I've seen Lost in Translation. I fell in love with it. I saw it in my my freshman class, and it was I think it caught, like, I don't know, like something about the relationship. It was like so like
It's appealing. It's simple and it's very relatable, and everybody can root against Giovanni Ribisi and Anna Faris. Like, everybody can root against
Pretty
those
much.
two because they're extremely unlikable human beings.
like
And-
Scarlett Johansson. That's her, like, one of her best performances in that movie.
Because she doesn't have a lot of lines.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree.
You know exactly what I mean. It's like if you give her more than probably 5 pages of dialogue, you really pick it
I
apart.
think people sleep on Bill Murray when it comes to acting.
He's
I
a
agree.
fantastic actor. The only shitty thing is he's reportedly a huge fucking asshole.
So,
But
I've
mean,
heard, and
he
I
gets
feel
away
like
with it.
he's trying
That sounds
to,
like him.
It sounds like he's trying to turn it around now, like his like random showing up at houses and doing shit.
He's
thing.
been doing that since the 90s.
This is true.
Mm.
90s him is okay. 80s him, I
Coke
listen.
fiend.
Yeah.
Well, hey, everybody was on coke in the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bottom line, I think Wes Anderson really gave him like the dusting off that he deserved.
True.
Him, Gene Hackman.
Gene Hackman is stellar.
Oh, what's it called? The Royal Tenenbaums is an
So
incredible.
good.
It's it's
Oh,
incredible.
you've seen it.
You're a Wes Anderson person.
Oh, I'm white. Come on.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Wes Anderson makes the whitest movies in the world.
Did you like the French Dispatch?
I loved it.
Okay, so I'm actually
have to
going to tell
finish
you,
it.
we have
The
to get
first
through
segment
it.
was my favorite.
The first sequence annoyed me to no end. I
It's
was
so
like,
good.
this is the most pretentious film I've ever seen in my life. And then I was like, oh no, Timothy Chalamet is going to be in one. I was like, oh no,
Yeah.
suffering.
Do you not like Timothy Chalamet?
No, he's I feel like he's now just person who's gonna play the exact same thing in every movie because thus far he has for me. He's like kind of the same character in everything. What's the one with Steve Carell in him?
I haven't really seen him in much besides Dune.
So I've seen Dune. I've seen not like I've seen it, but like there's a good bit of parts that I've seen on that. There's one with Steve Carell. There's a few.
Have you seen Lady Bird?
No.
He played a huge asshole in Lady Bird. He was really great in it.
I-
Lady
That's,
Bird.
that's the one I
excellent
always
movie.
wanted to catch. Lady
So-
Bird.
So good.
I was a jerk in high school, and all my like literary arts friends that I like loved but would like to annoy loved it. So I'd always be like, "Fuck that! Like that movie's garbage."
Oh, it's a really delightful movie, and I showed it to my mom, and she really loved it. That's a really great movie for mothers and daughters, probably.
Mm.
But even I found a bit to relate in there.
No, I think movies like that are.
You ever seen American Honey?
Which one's that?
It's a Shia LaBeouf one. It's not Honey Boy.
I was
He's-
gonna
he's
say,
in two
like,
movies that have the word honey in
And
the
aren't they
title.
like both slightly biopics?
Biopic?
Yeah, there
the,
we go.
Like American Honey is like, I don't even know where they got this story from. But it was like a weird ass, like it was like dirty white people going across the Midwest scamming people for money.
That sounds pretty good. Oh, shit, I have heard of that.
And like the way that I love the movie because like how it's filmed and everything is like just tremendous. But the way they have everything this close quarter, like a lot of the movie takes place in like this like one like giant van
Oh,
where all the
nice.
kids
Is
are
it
in.
kind of like Little Miss Sunshine?
A dark version of it. A
Have
really
you seen
sweet-
Little Miss Sunshine?
Oh, I know Miss.
So
movie's
I
lovely.
haven't seen that movie. Who directed that movie?
I don't know.
I feel like search it up, Jamie.
Jamie.
Jamie, look it up real quick. Yeah, no, I will personally say so. Wes Anderson, I got into late, but I'm a. Sorry, oh my God, Moonrise Kingdom is one of.
It's so good.
Yeah, I think it's his best film, and I will stick to that. I will stick to it.
That's a bold take. I mean, I'm pretty okay with that as long as you don't say like Life Aquatic. That's the only one I didn't like.
Why didn't you like Life Aquatic?
I
Jonathan
don't know.
Dayton.
I feel like this fucker made something else. Click him real quick. Or like,
I've got a real fondness for those early 2000s twee movies. That and Napoleon Dynamite.
Juno is, I mean, one of my favorite movies ever. To be quite frank with you,
Yeah.
like Juno just has like really good. It's written amazingly.
I actually haven't seen that, and that's due to my bias against Michael Cera.
Wait, okay,
I really don't like Michael Cera.
you're an anime manga person. You know that thing. You do not like Michael Cera? Do you not
No.
like Edgar Wright's classic Scott Pilgrim versus the World?
No.
Why not?
I think that Scott Pilgrim is shown to be the hero when he's an utterly detestable person in every way.
He is a detestable person, but I
But
feel
he's
like
not shown that.
he's shown it.
Not really.
I mean, yeah, yeah. Like, I'll be real. Like, I will say it's very much a fantasy.
Also, one thing I don't understand about that movie. People consider that like a video game-ish movie. It has like no video game shit in it at all. He's got his Bob-omb fact,
Yeah.
and they have a great band name like the Sex
Clash of-
Bob-ombs, which
yeah.
is Pac-Man fact.
I was gonna say, so there's a Pac-Man fact, there's
The
Sex
Sex
Bob-ombs,
Bob-ombs, and then like
Clash
sound
of
effects.
Demon Head. So they have things. There are things,
It's not a
but
video
Is
game
it highly anime influenced?
can I be honest with you? It is like Ready Player One light.
Oh
Hmm.
god, that's the
They're very similar. As
the
I get
worst thing
older,
I've ever
I'm
heard.
kind of noticing it more and more because it's just nostalgia shit, and it's not that fun after a while. I think it might be my least favorite Edgar Wright film. Like, I do enjoy Scott Pilgrim, but out of all of his films, that one is the one I go back to the
I
least.
haven't really gotten into it. Every time you try to make me watch, I'm like, it's like
It's not fantastic.
It's
Is
no
I've
Hot
got
Fuzz.
Hot Fuzz is good,
Hot
but
Fuzz is number one.
I'm a Baby Driver person.
Baby Driver's so good.
Baby
It
Driver's
is.
fucking
It's so good.
great.
A
It's
fucking
so good.
Bats. That actor.
Who? Which one?
The guy who plays Bats.
Oh, Jimmy Fox.
Yeah. How fucking fantastic is Jamie Foxx?
Jamie
Jamie
Foxx
Foxx
is really good in that movie singularly. I don't enjoy him in many of things.
Oh, I love Jamie Foxx.
Yeah,
He's so good.
I enjoy his work.
I enjoy him until he was in No Way Home, but
Hey, Spider-Man. Hey, like the new.
it felt Disney really sucks. I just need to get that out there, as always. You know, my daily Disney sucks ass comment that I have.
Who was he in No Way Home?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was Electro.
Oh shit, you're right. I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
He's the most forgettable part in the film.
Well,
and
I mean
Lizard.
that's a Amazing Spider-Man 2 villain, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly.
So you like
Poor-
superhero films also?
I mean, I tolerate them. I go see them.
That
What was
was.
the last one you seen? I like
the-
that sentence. You said Tari.
I agree.
Doctor Strange.
Oh, so you're up to date. What? Okay, what do you give it out of 10?
Oh, like a 7.
Ladies and
It's
gentlemen,
a Sam Raimi movie, dude. That's why I saw it.
I can count on two hands how many people have said 7 about this movie.
And it is a Sam Raimi movie, baby.
Universal.
That's what made it
7.
better.
Huh?
If it didn't have the Sam Raimi shit in it, it would be like a 5.
Oh, exactly. If it would have been a full-on Sam Raimi movie, I think it could have been great. But the fact that they shoehorned pointless MCU bullshit in there, and
I think we
became
should tell
like,
him the truth.
when they had all the nerd bukkake shit in there, we are detesting the laughter or the applause in movies
The
at this
memes
point.
of like
when
applauding in
fucking-
movie theaters is
When
hilarious.
fucking
the fucking
Professor
worst.
X goes in and he's like, and everyone just like, oh my god! The fact that they played desperately the fucking 90s
I almost
X-Men
threw up.
sting.
I love that they all got their shit kicked in.
The only one that I found enjoyable was Black Bolt, but also it was awful because if it was really Sam Raimi, you did notice his head exploded and
Oh,
went
yeah.
down.
In-
If it was Sam Raimi, it would have like everywhere.
There would have been detritus.
Yeah, like have you seen Scanners?
Yeah.
It would have been Scanners,
Yeah.
and that's all I think
That
about.
scene in Scanners where the dude's head exploded.
Yes, the scene where a guy put filled latex with dog food and shot it with a shotgun.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty cool.
Isn't that fucking awesome? Yeah, like that was a real thing. I forget who made that also, but I just know dude in that movie was in like all the great 80s movies. He's also in Total Recall, which is like my second favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger movie ever.
All right. So
It's spectacular.
I did a Schwarzenegger marathon the other day.
Okay.
And most
Which,
of them are
which
good.
ones did you hit?
I watched Terminator 1, Terminator 2,
Good.
Predator, and Commando. Back to back to back to back.
That's not bad.
Commando's the best.
Oh, I was going
Really?
to say everything. That was like descending order in which I'd actually watch things, ironically. Like, because that's like best to worst, I think.
I don't mind Predator.
Predator's amazing.
I don't like Predator. I don't.
What?
So I'll be honest. I don't like 80s like buff guy movies.
Bro action movies.
I
is what
don't like
call
bro.
them.
So I really Arnold Schwarzenegger movies that I love. I love Conan because it's like a Frank Frazetta painting come to life, and I love Frank
Deck the
Frazetta.
halls.
You mean Jingle All the Way?
Oh yeah, yeah.
With
yeah.
Jake
Jingle-
fucking Lloyd and
Yeah.
what's his name? Hello, I'm Troy McClure. Fucking god damn it.
and Sinbad.
And Sinbad.
Sinbad.
Yeah, so bottom line, no, I like Running Man. Have you ever seen The Running Man?
You know, I that one's always missed me. I've
Yeah.
never seen
So
it.
I think both
Same.
of you would like it.
As far as like 80s bro action movies,
Mhm.
Running Man and Demolition Man are probably my two biggest blind spots. I haven't seen
Yeah.
either.
So funny thing is, I think both of you would like those movies.
Probably.
So Running Man is in the future. It's like a prison type thing. They bust out, but then they're trapped in a circuit. Like they have to do like they have to get through it. It's basically like early day wizard tournament, Tri-Wizard tournament thing. Like
Ah.
you just got to get through it. And there's like a final boss at the end. But Jesse the Body Ventura is the final guy.
That's funny.
And they
Former
killed
governor of Wisconsin.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
just
I
a
love that two
odd
governors
human.
are fighting, by the way.
He's that Ventura dude's a really odd dude.
Oh, don't. Oh, my God. His 2000s, him, where he became the Mind, is hurt. It hurts my insides.
Weird.
But
dude.
you would like it. Like, there's a blowtorch guy, there's a chainsaw guy, there's an electricity guy. The costumes look like Tron a little bit. It's really decked out. It's, like, based off a Stephen King short story. I think both of you would enjoy it. Bottom line,
Probably.
that movie. What else?
80s for me is They Live.
Also
it's,
great.
Fuck yeah.
It's
The Thing.
John Carpenter. Just everything John Carpenter ever
John
did.
Carpenter
Escape
and
from New
Sam
York.
Raimi.
Except
to
for Ghost
me,
on Mars.
I don't like 90s Carpenter, to be honest with you. I'm that person.
Not many people do.
I know.
He went downhill a lot. in the 90s.
RoboCop is 80s. That's all the
Paul
the 80s means
Verhoeven
to
also
me.
is spectacular.
You ever
Oh,
seen 48 Hours with Eddie Murphy and God, what's his name?
oh, Nick Nolte?
Yeah, Nick Nolte.
I love Nick Nolte.
Not
you
bad.
ever
It's a
seen
really
that
He's
one?
so good in Thank You for Smoking.
Oh, with fucking
Two-Face.
Aaron Eckhart. Yeah.
That movie's great.
Oh, I forget the dude who directed that, but he made a bunch of divisive films in the early 2000s that made people go, what? But they're really good satirizations of the time.
Yeah.
I miss that. 2000s film is very much like that, I
Mhm.
feel. That and Borat send my my early 2000s post 9/11, like, makes me happy.
Yeah.
That time. Don't you miss it?
Oh.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I appreciate I appreciate early 2000s nostalgia a lot more than 80s nostalgia at this point.
of
I'm
course.
completely over 80s nostalgia.
80s
I want
is
to go
80s
away.
is
disgusting
nostalgia.
and needs to die for like 10 years.
With the exception of fucking Stranger Things at this point for
Yeah.
me.
Never
'Cause
watched it.
Oh no, so
It's- man, they're
when
hitting
you
it out of
watched
the park.
it since you were like 15, 16, it is like a thing.
I'm almost 30.
No, I know. That's what I'm trying to get to you.
You
27.
deceptive ass motherfucker. You sitting here. I'm thinking one of us early 20s.
Oh yeah, by the way, Dalton is like a vampire. Like he stays young. Like he replenishes himself at night. He's like more Lund from the Spider-Man comics. He'll grab you and he'll be like
I got
takes your
Keanu
energy.
Reeves blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely can tell you Dalton at night says it's Morbin time.
He
And-
does.
Yeah, like you definitely
You know about Morbius, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
You've
Dude,
definitely
it bombed again. It's the best thing
You'll
ever.
definitely beat the shit out of Jared Leto though.
A lot of people
I would
can.
love to. Yeah.
I think we
Fuck
all
Jared Leto.
we all wish we were Edward Norton for like
I take time
a
off
day.
for that.
hmm
I get prepared. I lotion my hand real good. I make sure I'm
I
all
wouldn't
good.
even
I'm all
need
set.
PTO. I'd take a sick day. I wouldn't get paid for it.
I would tell my boss what I was doing. I'm like, I'm sorry, I gotta go beat up Jared Leto.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I'm just-
Yeah, he sucks. Remember whenever he died in American Psycho? It was great.
Oh, so he just recently watched it, and I recently watched it. It is now
The classic.
that movie, Fargo,
Mm-hmm.
and Big Lebowski are some of my now favorite, probably my 3 favorite movies. Evil Dead 2 is like number 2. So
as it should be.
Thank you. I needed to quickly get your opinions of Evil Dead 2. What are they?
I mean, it's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Okay, all right. I just...
See, I'm also on the Evil Dead train. I watched the
He's
first
not a
one.
Sam Raimi person.
I'm not.
Yet. I watched. So I got some homies at my last job. We're all big horror buffs.
Yeah.
We went to my buddy's camp, and at 3 a.m. we watched In the Woods on a generator. We watched Evil Dead 2 and
Lovely.
Dead Alive.
Dead
the
Alive
best.
is the Peter Jackson one?
Yeah.
It just... And
Goriest
that's what
movie ever.
I hate when people are like, I love Peter Jackson. And I'm like, have you... I hate to be a gatekeeper, but it's like, have you seen Dead Alive? There's another title for it, but... Oh, Brain Dead.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I've got it on DVD.
You do have it on DVD?
It was $30.
Oh, I bet. It's
Is that the one you're showing with like, the dude's eyeball?
No, that's
Oh.
Evil Dead 2.
It's the one with the Kung Fu priest.
There's a Kung Fu priest. There's a guy who uses a lawnmower as a weapon. There's a baby that gets kicked. Like, the gore level's beautiful. Oh, I also showed him... I've been showing him Tom Savini stuff.
Oh yeah.
So
He
I've,
lives in Bloomfield.
I've met him.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
worked
that's
at a grocery store over there, and I was like, I'm a big fan of yours, and I like put my head down as I'm like scanning his shit. Shook my hand. I was like, oh my god,
Yeah, that's
it's
awesome.
Tom Savini. Yeah, no, we've actually supposedly had many meetings because I was there. My mom was like, yeah, he was there when we saw Iron Man in 08. I was like, really? I'm like, oh, that's fun.
That's funny.
That
yeah,
is
that's
really
fun.
rad.
Oh, and my girlfriend actually grew up and was like best friends with his grandson.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we have a
Hmm.
yeah, so all that.
Many loose connections.
Like,
Seeing Tom Savini,
exactly.
a kinship.
Yeah, it's really funny. But I showed him Day of the Dead and Dawn of the Dead, and Day of the Dead I think is the greatest peak effects. I don't know if that's Tom, but those are some of my favorite effects ever.
Day of the Dead. Which one was that?
Day of the Dead is the underground bunker one.
Okay.
Yeah, the one after Dawn, the
Yeah.
one in the 80s.
See,
George Romero.
when it
The
comes,
one, the one from Monroeville Mall.
That's Day or Dawn. That's
Yeah.
Dawn.
Yeah.
that's 78.
when it comes to horror movies with me, I'm like a slasher type dude. I like Texas Chainsaw. I love Michael Myers and Jason and all that. I think Jason might be like my
Jason's your
favorite of
favorite?
the two.
That
And then-
that Jason X though.
Oh, Jason X is one of my favorite deaths ever, though. I think
the
The cryogenic face.
yes. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm happy we all knew.
Oh yeah.
The cryogenic face one, my favorite kill, I will say, though, I think in all of Friday the 13th is Crispin Glover.
Which one was that?
Purely,
Is that the
that's
sleeping
4.
bag?
No. That's amazing. I'm happy you were also thinking that. No, in
Sleeping
the
bag.
4th one, he goes into the kitchen and he has the most, because, it's Crispin Glover. And he's like, where's the goddamn corkscrew? And he fucking, Jason puts it right on his hand and then puts the thing in his face. Also, that's Tom Savini.
Mm.
Tom Savini did 1 and 4 because he wanted to come back for his baby.
I love the one where he chops the dude in the wheelchair and he just like falls down on the steps. Just,
That one's lovely. Oh, Kevin Bacon arrow through the neck is... it's spec-fucking-tacular.
Kevin Bacon's the best though.
Who doesn't love Kevin Bacon? He's in 3
Vegans.
awesome... Why?
His last name's Bacon.
Oh, fuck
It's a
you.
really shitty joke.
Oh, you're such a dick. You don't realize, though, because the world is so the world, when somebody doesn't like somebody, I'm like, what happened?
Yeah,
I
it's
need
like,
to know.
who did they assault?
Yeah, like, I'm like, wait, why don't vegans like him? I'm scared. Like, did he, like, just, like, kill, like, a puppy or some shit? It was just, I am Kevin Bacon.
No, I'm pretty sure someone would get more universally canceled for killing a puppy than like
Yeah.
sexually assaulting someone.
Do you
anymore.
remember Mitt Romney supposedly tying, like, a dog to his car or some shit? That was, like, a rumor
Mm-mm.
for
Was he
a
like
while.
Chevy Chase?
It was some crazy shit, like Mormons tie dogs to their ceilings of their car roofs or some shit, like during the election. That was a common thing that came up. And I was like, what the fuck?
Interesting.
I don't remember that at all.
Again, pop culture man over here. Just dumb shit. Dumb
Yeah.
absorption. But Sam Raimi, bottom line, to circle back, just like a Sam Raimi movie. Because, Darnell, I don't think you have ADD or ADHD.
Hmm.
So I think that's why you don't like Evil Dead movies. I'm gonna
It's
be
just a lot.
very honest. I feel like if you like Evil Dead movies, a few of your synapses are broken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some executive function disorder in there.
Like completely. There is a lot of something in there that you're just like, oh my god, this is jumping around just like my thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck? And I saw it at 10. So when you see Evil Dead
Well, I
2
think.
at 10
The
and
laughing deer head and all that shit.
oh yeah. That, and then I saw Clockwork Orange at 13. And when you see Clockwork Orange at 13, you're
Jesus.
listen. You think you're a man, and then you're like, oh wow, I'm cool. I'm into Kubrick now. Because I was that
I didn't watch
fucker.
Clockwork Orange for the until last year.
What'd
Really?
you think?
Yeah. It was fine.
You thought it was just fine?
Yeah, it's no Shining.
What is your favorite, just to end the Sam Raimi conversation, what is your Sam Raimi favorite movie and then favorite Evil Dead movie?
2 and 2.
Really?
Yeah, Evil Dead 2 and Evil Dead 2.
Oh, funny. Spider-Man 2 and Evil Dead 2. But of the trilogy, I think I love Army of Darkness, like, a lot.
Yeah.
I think Army of Darkness is a damn near also perfect movie.
I love all 3 of them.
I prefer the original ending. The tragic ass going to the future ending. That was like a matte painting, and it was so fake lovely looking, and the studio was like, you gotta fucking redo it. Like, that was horrible. But yeah, the original ending was him going to the future, because in the second one at the end he goes to the past. These movies are 30 years old. You're gonna see them one day. But yeah, he goes to the future in the next one, and it's so fucked up and just bittersweet, and Sam Raimi loves being an asshole. But studios don't like him being an asshole.
Right.
Because he likes taking the piss out of things. Like, his biggest inspiration, he said, or one of them, is fucking the Three Stooges. So,
I mean, you can see that with the Ash versus Ash fight scenes.
Oh.
Whenever he's just beating the shit out of himself.
Goody Little Two Shoes is something I actively say on the daily. And just, I like that entire scene. That is some of the most quotable lines ever. I probably quote that movie more than anything. That one and 2 are fucking lovely. But also, to secondary wrap up Arnold Schwarzenegger conversation, do you really think Commando's like the best one?
It's my favorite.
Do you both like Macho Cheese?
Yeah.
The fuck is that?
Macho Cheese, like Macho Films.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think I'd like some of them.
I think it's the most perfect distillation of a bro action movie.
It's the most blatant example of Reaganomics in movies for me, or Reagan handlings of things, because it's like, you know what we're gonna do? We got buff white guys. They
We're just
handle
gonna kill everybody.
every one of our problems. Buff white guys buy weapons, and then kill guys of different colors and origins in different countries.
Hey, pump
All right.
iron, brother.
That movie starts out with him lifting up an entire
Tree, yes, and his
An
little
entire tree.
a tree, and him with his little.
He kills a guy by throwing a circular saw blade at him. At
Wow.
Not even his throat, his chest. And he
Yeah.
just drops dead instantly.
He also kills the last guy by throwing a steaming pipe. He rips
Through-
a pipe off a wall and throws it through his stomach.
The dude is wearing chainmail and a Kevlar vest, too.
Yes, and on top
Things
of it,
designed to stop sharp object piercings and bullets. He
Holy
throws this
shit.
pipe through both.
Arnold Schwarzenegger was Superman, essentially, of the 80s.
That's why I love it. It's the most ridiculous one. There was a cut death that Schwarzenegger wanted. He went to the director.
I think Dwayne Johnson's a better Schwarzenegger.
We're going to get back to that. I need to hear about this death.
So, what Arnold Schwarzenegger went to the director and said, "Hey, I have an idea for a kill. I want to cut a dude's arm off with a machete and then beat him to death with it."
That's awesome.
It is. It's like some Mortal Kombat shit.
Yeah.
Quan Chi does it in Mortal Kombat Armageddon, I think.
Oh my God.
It's with a leg, though.
Oh my fucking God. You just brought up Armageddon. Like the worst one.
Oh, yeah.
The worst fucking one. No, I will say, though.
But the director said, "Are you fucking insane? We can't do that. Get the fuck out of my office."
That's why he wanted the deaths to be more crazy in Total Recall. Like, he literally made commands. He's like, I'm not doing this movie if it's just another one of my movies.
Mhm.
Like, he got real old with them. Was like, this is fucking boring. And that's why he had a real big hand in being like, no. If I'm going to, like, do deaths, I want them to be crazy. That's, like, the Screw You one is fucking great. Also, the effect where, like, they pull the... I think the head pulling off scene is incredible. Like, the 2 weeks lady head is absolutely lovely. The animatronics are lovely in that movie. Dude from Better Call Saul, or Breaking Bad's in it. The bald dude.
Walter White?
No, like his bald friend.
Oh, okay.
I should have clarified. Yeah, his bald friend is in it with one eye on Mars. Yeah.
His bald friend.
I forget his name.
He
You
has,
know
like,
who it
the
is.
white goatee and shit.
No, gosh.
The scientist?
Hey guys, just to let you all know, I know nothing of what's it called, Breaking Bad.
Real good show.
But when Alicia comes back, oh boy howdy, am I excited for us to talk about Breaking Bad.
Oh yeah.
Because she actually has been watching it in comparison to us. Oh, this dude. Hey. Hey.
Oh, you're talking about Full Metal Jacket, dude.
Oh, they're not friends.
Whatever. I think,
His
dude.
brother-in-law.
Friend. Hi, thanks everybody.
Yeah,
Friend.
he's the DEA agent.
Regardless, everybody, he's also in Total Recall. Total Recall is one of my favorite movies ever, and that's why I despise the remake, and I despise remakes to begin with.
God, I forgot that got a remake.
Everything gets a remake.
I forgot about that.
Jesse.
completely.
Jesse, stop the remakes.
Yeah.
No, I will honestly say, is there any good remakes out there? 2000s wise?
I think the Dawn of the Dead remake's better than the 80s one.
Funny you should say that.
I think isn't The Departed a remake or something?
It is a remake.
I think I like
Funny
that.
thing you say that. We're going to have an entire Zack Snyder episode.
Yeah, that's the
Coming
best
up.
Zack Snyder movie.
Very soon, everybody. Thank you for segueing.
Huh.
We are going to have a Zack Snyder episode,
Yes, we
everybody.
are.
Just you strap.
We're
the
gonna
fuck
investigate this
in.
man. What makes Zack Snyder Zack Snyder?
We're going to have an
Shit.
hour-long conversation about him being in the exact same film class as Michael Bay, and they graduated the same year. I think. But I know they went to the same school, like at the same time.
That is crazy to me, but it makes so much sense.
I want to meet their cokehead
Michael Bay's
fucking...
more consistent.
Yeah, garbage-wise, yes.
It's like, what do you guys have in your movie? Military.
That's how you get free cars. That's literally how...
But they're all GMs. Who the fuck wants to drive a GM vehicle?
Again, the U.S. military will give you free vehicles to destroy, and they got 250,000 vehicles to literally destroy. Not 250,000, 250. There we go. Sorry.
They gave Michael Bay all the expenses. Like, here,
Yeah.
take all these.
They gave him like a bunch of money,
he's
too.
excited. He's like, protect this guy's like, shit.
That new movie, Ambulance, looks all right.
I don't like
It's
Jake
Gyllenhaal.
I don't like Jake Gyllenhaal doing anything unless he's directed by a competent director, because I think he can really... He acts fucking horribly unless under the right director.
Did you see Velvet Chainsaw?
What is
Or
that?
Velvet Buzzsaw.
What's that?
Velvet Buzzsaw was it was pretty good. It was directed.
I think I know what you're talking about. Is that what's
was
his
a
name?
Netflix-
Paul Anderson?
No.
Paul Thomas Anderson?
Is it-
Who the hell directed that? Will you look that up?
yeah.
Pull that shit up, Jamie.
Velvet.
Buzzsaw. He's really good in that. He wears some really good Stan Smiths.
Oh.
Yeah, he plays an art critic, and
I remember seeing something about that.
art kills people.
That's fucking... Wait, what's it called?
Velvet Buzzsaw.
Oh, thank you so much.
Who's the director of that?
Velvet Buzzsaw.
Dan Gilroy?
Yeah.
Dan Gilroy.
Oh, he did Nightcrawler,
Yeah.
which,
Oh,
Which
okay.
is
is,
excellent.
is an amazing movie, by
Yeah.
the way. He did Born Legacy, the one with Jeremy
I like Jake
Renner.
Gyllenhaal in
He did Real Steel.
in Zodiac. Oh really?
He did Real
The
Steel.
Hugh Jackman Rock'em Sock'em movie.
When you're 10,
Underrated.
it's a
Never
not
saw
even
it.
10. When you're 8 and like 9, that
seems
movie
fun.
is fucking awesome.
I watched the CinemaSins video on it. It's one of the last ones I watched.
Thank you for saying that, by the way. 'cause-
Cinema Sins.
Fuck. Oh God, you were also around for the mid 2000s YouTube.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think CinemaSins gets way way more shit than it deserves.
I think Screen Junkies deserves more than it
I
gets.
don't know what that is.
Honest Trailers.
Honest Trailers people.
Oh yeah, those suck.
After a while, they get really fucking annoying.
Yeah.
But I also still watch Nostalgia Critic and Angry Video Game Nerd. so,
AVGN's the goat.
AVGN, you literally have opened a can of worms by doing this because we've never actually like spoken about it with somebody who knows about him. Dalton is another person who knows of Angry Video Game Nerd.
I wasn't there.
To our audience, to Darnell, yeah, that was a time.
I started watching his videos in 2008.
I started watching his videos in 2009.
Yeah, before he even uploaded them on YouTube. Just cinemassacre.com stuff.
So, okay, it may have
Whoa.
been late 09, early 2010, but bottom line, when the Nightmare on Elm Street movie either came out, the remake, I searched the trailer and I watched the video. And from then on, I was like, oh, wow. And I got into horror movies that day, Ninja Turtles that day, old video games that day, and then that Christmas, or that birthday, I immediately got like a Nintendo. I got fucking an NES. I got Nightmare on Elm Street, and I got Duck Hunt, Mario, and that's how my nostalgia like shit all actually started for like me just being into older shit
And now you're here.
and older cinema and horror and everything. Like it literally led to this.
What's the oldest movie you've watched?
Oldest movie I've watched? I mean,
What do you mean, like in time, like when it was made?
Frankenstein 1910 by Edison Comp.
Okay.
Nosferatu.
Yeah. Which one?
Nosferatu.
Yeah, Nosferatu 22. Oh, fuck. Yeah, Nosferatu and Cabinet of Dr. Caligari 22.
Dude, Captain of Dr. Caligari is so good.
Yeah, it's such a good fucking movie. Both of those. What's the oldest one you've seen?
Probably Caligari.
Caligari is a good fucking film. German Expressionism is incredible to begin with. You're a cinema kid.
I haven't seen many of those.
No, so I just prefer twisted architecture. And you as a film student, did you ever hear about The Golem?
That doesn't sound familiar to me.
So The Golem was the first horror trilogy that we still might know about. Have you ever heard of The Golem?
No.
Okay, so thank you once again, James, for doing top 10 lost horror films when I was 9 years old. And it has never left me. And outside of that, more information has come since 2010. Two of my favorite lost films are London After Midnight, which I feel like every human basically knows about, maybe.
Heard of that.
It's a Lon Chaney project
Yeah.
that got lost.
Is that one of the ones that got destroyed in the Paris salt
MGM
fire?
Vault. It was the MGM Vault in 68,
Oh, okay.
but it's all that shit being lost. Bottom line, it was a detective. He became a vampire. It was supposed to be horrible. It was made by Todd Browning, the guy who made the original Dracula. It was supposed to be fucking... Like, people were like, it is not good. But we just won it, and the last poster was bought by the guitarist of Metallica. Like, it sold for the most money of any poster ever. And as soon as I heard it was him, I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, I like that, because he actually, like, really fucks with horror stuff. But old horror movies are so spectacular.
Yeah.
I think I enjoy, like, do you like black and white horror movies at all?
I've watched The Mummy. I've watched The Wolfman. I think I watched Frankenstein a bit. I watched Son of Frankenstein. The original
Frankenstein's
King Kong.
good. Son of Frankenstein's really good. King Kong is an incredible... It's what inspired Ray. I mean, Ray Harryhausen is probably one of my favorite special effects people ever. I love stop motion animation in comparison to CG.
He did Jason the Argonauts, right?
Yeah, Jason the Argonauts, Clash of the Titans. He was inspired, though, by Beasts of 1,000 Fathoms or 2,000 Fathoms from, like, 1950-something.
Oh, yeah.
And then he was inspired by King Kong.
Attack of the 50-foot tall woman.
Yeah, like, all those shits, like, really inspired him. But Ray Harryhausen was, like, I love his... Practical effects are lovely. I
Yeah,
think that
they
they're
always
really,
get
really
better.
good. And in older
Definitely.
horror movies, they're so much fun. Like, I consider the original Terminator a horror movie.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
I don't think it could be classified as anything else. Do you love how most of our favorite directors or favorite people were horror directors first?
Mm.
Sam, James Cameron, Peter Jackson. Like, a majority, it was easy to break into cinema with that. And I just...
Because horror movies are cheap.
Horror movies are stupid cheap. Like, James Cameron made Piranha 2.
That's funny.
Like, that's literally how he got started in, like, 78. And then from there, he had a nightmare. He had a fever dream. And the fever dream made him go, oh, my God, robots in the future is some bullshit. And you know who the original choice is supposed to be, right?
Stallone?
The Juice.
Really?
Yes.
That's funny.
You know this, right?
No.
Yeah, OJ was supposed to be...
Oh, shit. Yeah, I have heard about that.
Also, the original concept art, Lance Hendrickson was going to play him. Bishop in Aliens.
Yeah, I know who he
Yeah,
is.
okay. So he was going to be him. There's concept art where it was like his face with the half.
Oof.
Yeah, and no, because I think if he would have played like he played Bishop, that could have been an interesting take. I don't think that movie really relies on the Terminator that much. The effects make that movie more than like the actual story. I think that's one of the first movies that's like a visual spectacle. Like this,
Yeah,
it had
seeing
story.
him repair his face and take his eyeball out and
Yeah.
all that shit, I was like, holy shit.
It has story, but I feel like visual aspects of that and like Blade Runner, like that's when movies became more spectacle than film after a while. I think Star Wars fucking ruined it. And I love Star Wars, but I think if it wasn't for that, movies would not have became the blockbuster like roller coaster rides that they are today.
I blame the 80s for that shit all the time.
No, that's what I mean. Like I think the 80s.
Well, if you really want to take the blame for summer blockbuster, it's Jaws.
Yeah,
No,
that was
but,
the
like-
first summer blockbuster.
technically.
And I mean, actually,
Fantastic movie.
it's a
Yeah.
fantastic movie, but it does feel like a roller coaster. You know, like that's why it was
Mhm.
hot at like the drive-in.
Yeah.
'Cause it felt like a perfect like roller coaster silly ride to take some people on, and I love that. And also, Steven doesn't miss.
No, of course
Steven
not.
Spielberg doesn't.
That's his first
miss.
movie too.
Do you think he misses?
I mean, he probably has, but he's made so many movies I can't think of them.
I will say, like all the ones produced by George Lucas aren't good, with the exception of like 2 of the Indiana Jones movies.
Mm.
But
1 and 3.
1 and 3, but 2 and 4, fucking. Actually, I don't even dislike them, but they're just not like the best things ever.
You know what I think an underrated Spielberg movie is? The
Hmm.
Terminal.
I don't think I've seen
Oh
that one.
wow, he
With-
made
with
the
Tom Hanks?
Terminal.
Yeah, Tom Hanks and shit. Who's the dad from Easy A? That guy. He's in it as like the boss of the airport, and he's fantastic in it. That guy's so. I'm pretty sure, at least. That guy's such a charming actor.
I also am I'm a
He-
big Tom Hanks.
He was
fan.
in Devil Wears Prada.
Stanley Tucci?
Yeah, Stanley
Okay,
Tucci. I
okay,
love
okay.
Stanley Tucci.
Yeah, I
Stanley
like him too.
Tucci is in my favorite MCU movie, so I mean,
I
yeah.
want to see him.
Which one was it?
Captain America.
He was in Captain
Oh,
America.
that's right. That's
He's
right.
the guy who gave him the super soldier serum.
The scientist.
okay.
I keep forgetting about that scientist.
I love war shit and history shit, and I just that's probably that one for me. And I mean, you as a fatigue wearer, I feel like you like history shit is fun.
Yeah, I want to see Stanley Tucci, the guy who Tony Shalhoub, and Adam Sandler in a hardcore like Jewish gangster movie.
The most
That'd be-
Jewish gangster movie.
that'd be
you
what's
could
up.
find.
I think those 3 would be so good together because they're all such fantastic actors.
Oh, for sure.
That'd be cool.
I feel like the head honcho has to be
Adam.
Judd Hirsch.
Judd Hirsch, I'm down with that.
Yeah, like he should be the main fucking one. I think that'd be so awesome. Like him as like the main boss, just him in a sweater.
I just want to see Stanley Tucci in more shit.
Speaking of like Jewish people and/or Adam Sandler and/or Mob, what do you think of Uncut Gems?
It's fantastic.
Good man.
It gives
it
me
should have won Best Actor.
It gives me like anxiety, but it is a
the anxiety
fucking
ride
amazing movie.
is that what
Oh,
it
yeah.
makes the movie fun.
I agree.
Yeah, he makes every single wrong decision possible.
and it like hurts.
And you're
until-
constantly on like a system of borrowing where you're like always behind. Like
yeah,
holy
he
shit.
is a man who is so hopelessly addicted to gambling that there's nothing like it. And there's people like that.
That last sequence where he's like have those dudes trapped in that box
And
and
he won.
When
Even
he
though
won
died,
and
he
you're-
fucking won.
Nah, like that. I love bittersweet endings once again. So that being the way it was, I was like, that's spectacular.
Yeah, he fucking won. He was on top of the fucking world, and he went out on that.
Sad Fee Brothers in general just
What else
are,
did they make?
That's the only
good
movie I've
time
seen
with
from them.
Robert Pattinson.
Oh shit! Who else?
That I don't know. That's the
Oh
only
yeah,
movie I've
no.
seen of
Good
theirs.
Times is. Oh wow, I need to see that movie. Did you see Robert Pattinson Batman?
Yeah.
What'd you think of it?
It's good.
Did you like the Joker?
I thought that was stupid as fuck.
Okay,
I thought I didn't.
I
think
always
they should,
need this.
Yeah, they shouldn't have put that in there. That's
No.
fucking useless.
That was definitely a studio
no,
push. in.
like,
that was
both
MCU
movies, though.
bullshit.
Both
No.
movies. The
Oh, the
Joker and
movie
the Batman.
Joker.
You know.
Oh, I didn't like that at all.
Okay. Okay.
That had one really effective scene in it. The Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie.
Which
one?
scene?
The scene where the 2 dudes come over to Joaquin Phoenix's house or his apartment. It's the little person.
No,
and-
so we literally were talking about this yesterday, and this is
Facts.
the exact scene we said.
yeah, it's the best scene in the film.
Because it shows every reason why Joaquin won. Really didn't deserve it, but won. I mean, out of who there were. Yeah, he did. But
Leonardo should have won for that one.
what was he up for?
He was in for Once Upon a Time.
Oh, fuck you. Anyway, Joaquin played his dick off, and to see like he was just short enough to not reach it, and you're like really questioning, like, oh my god, is he about to kill him? But
Mm.
he's like, no.
It's like you never made fun of me, man. You're fine.
Yeah, like that was the most accurate depiction I feel like of certain things.
Sociopathy.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
that. But the
Isn't
Batman.
that the same little person that plays Kramer's friend in Seinfeld?
I've actually, I don't think I've seen an episode with him.
Kramer?
in it. No, not Kramer.
Hang in there, Kramer.
Oh my god. I love Seinfeld. I'm not gonna lie to you. I find Seinfeld to be a great show, but I have not watched a lot of it. It is
My dad watched it so much when I was like little. I was like, I don't want to watch any of this shit. This
It's
doesn't interest me
Danny
at all.
Woodburn.
You ever seen the movie Willow, Dalton?
Willow. I can't say I have.
with Warwick Davis and Val Kilmer.
No, I can't say I have.
Oh, damn.
Mickey. That's it. That's
Is
his-
it actually him?
That's what I'm looking
Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to go out and look
No.
up Willow.
at. No,
Don't
it's
look
not.
up Willow.
Look up Willow.
Don't look up Willow, please. Just, you know what you could do instead? Watch Gremlins 2, The New Batch.
Nigga, fuck you.
Gremlins 2, The New Batch is an amazing movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like it's a great fucking movie.
Gremlins 1 and 2 are both fantastic.
I think 2 might be better than 1, and I live by that. That's the hill I will
Electric
die
Gremlin?
on.
'Cause
Electric
they lean more
Gremlin.
into the comedy part.
Yeah, like it's like a fucking good movie.
Yeah.
Like that. I love Clamp being Trump. I love also Phoebe Cates is like amazing as always. Just spectacular. Happy to see her. Zach Baggins is lovely once again as always. So I'm happy to see him. But Gizmo is lovely to see. Another little cute practical effect. The smart gremlin talking to Christopher Lee is my absolute favorite thing on the planet.
Christopher Lee's such a gem.
Christopher Lee is just fantastic, man. You ever hear his thing, both of you, about the being stabbed in the back thing?
Mm-hmm.
No.
So, for the second Lord of the Rings, they wanted him to get stabbed in the back, and they wanted him to go like they wanted him to scream out, and he was like, "That's not what it sounds like." He was like a KGB person,
He was in the British.
embassy or
Christopher
army
Lee.
or Secret Service.
Oh my god.
They have a special name for it, but I can't remember it.
For
It was like
British
something-
MI6?
It was something like it was before it was called an actual thing,
Oh.
but he was like,
SOS,
"Yeah."
I think.
Hmm?
SOS, I think.
Yeah, something of that nature. He was in it, and he was like, "No, when a man gets stabbed, the air is taken out." It's like, and I was like, "Oh wow, that's cool as fuck." And Peter Jackson was like, "I didn't want him to elaborate more, so I just took it for what it was." He was like, "That's enough. I'm okay." But
Holy shit.
no. So I do love that this podcast continuously turns into the film hour.
Movies are pretty cool, man. Even when they're
yeah.
dumb.
You know what's even cooler though? Shoes that are based off of movies. And you are also our first person who's into that kind of culture on our podcast.
Man, I have
I don't
these-
know if I agree with that statement.
I think I actually prefer physical items that represent a thing that I enjoy, depending on what it is. Ferris Bueller still being my favorite.
Okay, yeah, that's a really good show. I'm trying to think of all the movie-based shoes.
/ shoes from movies.
The DeLorean Dunk 6.0s are pretty sick.
Mhm.
As
Oh,
much as I
like
don't
the
like Back to the
seamless
Future.
one?
Yeah,
You
Yeah.
don't like Back to the Future?
not really.
Why?
Hmm.
Have you seen them all?
A couple times.
Fuck you.
It exists in the same place in my head as
See, I've never seen them, so I don't have a nostalgia for them at all.
They're
Yeah.
some of my favorite movies
It-
ever. I
it's-
saw them at a
they're
late
like a
age,
notch
too.
down from Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones I'll probably sit down and watch if it's on.
So
Back to the Future I'll just skip right by.
I love Robert Zemeckis movies because they mix whimsy with cynicism. And I mean, that's every 80s movie ever. But depending on, like Ghostbusters, that, like, I like the 80s zeitgeist of films, but I also hate them at the exact same time.
Yeah.
Like, I love what they did at the time, but I hate what they are now. But that's not their fault that, like, that the world is creatively fucking bankrupt. But the Back to the Future trilogy, I love the first one. I think it's a perfect film. I think it's very Pee-wee Big Adventure, but way more structured. The second one isn't the best, I will admit it, and 3 is incredible. I love 3, like a lot.
You
a
like
lot,
3
a lot.
more than 2?
Yes, always have,
What the fuck's
always
wrong
will.
with you?
3's incredible. It's brilliantly written. The thing where he says Clint Eastwood would never wear it, and he points at 2 posters, and both the posters are Clint Eastwood's first and second movie, Revenge of the Creature from the Black Lagoon, the second one, and then Tarantula, I think, or something with spiders in it. So he points at both of them, and I love, like, key to detail shit. Kind of like what Bill Maher was talking about with that fucking...
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Tarantino.
Yeah, thank you. I hate Bill Maher, though. Just have to also point that out.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, you just have to.
Jesus.
His cynicism hurts. He's such a schmuck.
I like the word schmuck. That's a good insult for
It
people.
is.
Such a great fucking word.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So, personally, I will say, Movies are spectacular, but I think physical objects about them are around them are more interesting sometimes.
That's why I still collect DVDs. That's why I had VHSs when I was younger.
That's why you have Funko Pops.
Yeah.
Oh, gross.
Wow.
Sorry.
Yeah, I know. He hears bullshit from me every day. I collect action figures though, but I think that shoes are a different thing just because you wear them. And like not in a shoe where it's like a blatant thing. If somebody knows what you're wearing based on a shoe, there's a very different culture, I feel like, for that in comparison to watching the movie.
Yeah. I mean, if we're talking about sneakers based on like media, I mean, I'm wearing that right now. I've got
Which ones are you wearing right now?
these are the Vans and Supreme Power Corruption Lies Chukkas.
What are they based on?
The New Order album, Power Corruption Lies.
Ah, that's actually rad. I think I'm going to get the Slayer.
New Order is better than Joy Division.
You really think so?
I know so.
I need...
Are those like shoe ordering apps?
No, they're
Supreme
bands.
is like a skate.
Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't hear you
Supreme,
say
Supreme.
something.
Joy Division, they're fine.
Joy Division's a band. New Order's band. These are
New
all...
Order's the band that formed after them after the lead singer died.
Okay.
Oh, so I don't know enough about them. When it comes to like late 70s, early 80s shit like that, I'm like a Black Flag person.
You've probably heard the song Age of Consent.
So
It's
I've
the
heard...
first song off of Power Corruption Lies. You'd really like it.
Okay, so I've only heard Joy Division, the album cover.
Yeah.
The album cover album.
The most memed fucking album cover ever.
The white girl shirt album cover.
Yeah.
That one. I'm a bitch who owns like 8 Dark Side of the Moon
White
shirts.
Girls and Hideo Kojima.
Oh my.
He wears that shirt like every fucking day.
That's the man who was he made Solid Snake. He made the
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear games.
Oh.
Yeah.
My boy, good old Hideo getting fired from fucking Konami.
Wow.
They suck.
Fucking
But
hell me.
speaking of sucking, I'm gonna go through 5 shoes real quick, and I need your real quick opinions on them based on movies.
I'm gonna give you one-word answers.
No, that's perfect. That's what I need. All right. The Terminator Vandal.
Good.
But like, let's go 1 to 5. There we go. Yeah, 1 to 5.
I mean, it's just a black shoe,
Some silver.
a little bit of silver. I don't know. That's like a 4 because the Vandal's good.
I agree. Okay, Back to the Future, Marty McFly shoe from the first one, the Bruin, the red and white one.
The Bruin's classic. That's a 5 out of 5.
I agree. I completely agree. Air Mag, the D
2.
shoe from.
2.
I completely agree. I've always hated the auto lacing shoe from Back to the
I
Future
think it
too.
looks
Really?
stupid. It's so gigantic.
It's so boomer making up what he thinks nowadays kids are gonna wear, and it's just.
We're not wearing our pockets inside out yet.
Yeah, I was like, this is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I don't like to. I do not. It doesn't. It's not my thing. But all
I
right,
like the hoverboard.
hoverboards are
I
cool.
want a
though.
hoverboard.
Every
actual
human wants a
one.
hoverboard.
Yeah, actual one. Not those fucking things that like
not
Mike
a hoverboard,
Tyson
it's
be
got fucking
falling,
wheels.
busting his ass on. You seen that video of Mike Tyson busting his ass off a hoverboard?
No, you have to show me later.
Hilarious.
Mork and Mindy's. I know it's not movies, but Mork and Mindy's.
That was like a 2008
8.
dunk. 08, 09. They're okay still then. Anything before 2010 is good, but like 07 is probably the last good. I don't know. That's like a 4 probably.
You really think 10's the last good like time period for dunks?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, now we're in a bit of resurgence because there's so many, but it's just because they're shooting so much, they're bound to hit.
I don't disagree. I'm really shocked that we haven't gotten like more anime inspired dunks in general. Like I'm happy we're getting Gundams.
We got Gundams.
Huh?
We got Gundams.
Yeah.
We
Like
got
I'm
Gundams.
happy we have Gundams and they exist. I'm happy we have Doraemons. I'm happy we have.
Those Doraemons are fantastic.
Oh, they're fucking great. Mine had a slit in the suede, so I had to get rid of them. It
That
pissed me
sucks.
off. You know when you have like OCD for a shoe and it
Mhm.
just it bothers you in that little thing.
I'll just
But
buy a used shoe that has heel drag.
you won't. I won't
No.
either.
Yeah,
But
heel drag is like the biggest thing. If it has even a little bit, I'm like, I'm out.
I mean, I completely get that. Oh, and the wovens from Lost in Translation.
10 out of 10.
Really?
10 out of 5. I own them.
In the circle back, I will say Lost in Translation is a perfect movie. The sentiment of this episode, everybody, please go watch Lost in Translation.
Sorry.
Please do.
Yeah. Well, thank you, everybody. Just to let you know, Dalton will be coming back.
Oh, of course.
Dalton is knowledgeable in too many things to not come back at this certain aspect of time. So, yeah.
Yeah.
You're just going to come back. Thank you for coming on.
Hell yeah.
Do you want to promote anything?
Yeah, check out Sneaker History on Instagram and the Sneaker History podcast. If you're an old head who is into sneakers and old shit and doesn't like young people that only care about resale value, check out that. It's real cool. We got a good Discord too.
What are you talking about? I know your favorite shoe ever is the Zebra 350.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's your
Yeah, it's a really great place. Lots of people with a lot of knowledge. If you're an old head into sneakers, check it out. Sneaker History.
Y'all check it out. Sneaker History, y'all.
Sneaker History, guys. Next time, we will be doing our 2-hour-long spectacular. Things will be spectacular. A lot of people just left for vacay. Dalton is most likely going to be on, so get used to everybody. But thank you all. And I am Stark.
I'm Darnell.
And this was the No Room for Improvement podcast, and we are signing out.
Have a good day.
Peace.